Alright, welcome back to Dankscore Traders. Traders Hub as usual. This is BTC analysis, and just like I promised last week, we never got to analyze on Friday because of the issues that I told you about, the technical issues that I got, but now we can analyze it and look at what is happening in the world of BTC. So without any further ado, let's get started. Yeah, so let's start from weekly. Yeah, so weekly, this is how market has been playing around. This is where, those who remember, this is where we started trading from. Yeah, we don't have any history because this is another account. Yeah, so this is where we started from, and what we needed, we thought price would actually come to this order block, but it failed. Why? Because it was never a valid order block. It didn't go to it. What happened is price came to that fair value gap on the weekly time frame, is where we saw price react from. So after reacting to that fair value gap, so now first delete these ones. Now they are no longer needed, just delete them. So after reacting to this fair value gap, immediately buys started, and that's where we actually started to see change of character on a daily time frame. That was a change of character right there, and price never came back again. So all these points of interest, they are on H4. They are on H4. If I can drag it all the way here, this is where we had a change of character on H4, and that's where the buys actually started. So that was a change of character. Then retest all the way back here, and boom, this was supposed to be the entry, the perfect entry for our buy entries. Yeah. After that, of course, after giving us a break of structure, price started to play around here, consolidating for like a whole day. People thought, actually, me inclusive, I thought it would actually do us some bit of a retracement again, but it did not. We actually saw it continue with break of structure and change of character on the daily time frame right there. Yeah, change of character on the daily time frame, and boom, we kept on going. Yeah, this was a change of character on the daily time frame, and then we kept on going. This fair value gap that was left here, this was mitigated, so I can easily delete this, even though it never reached in the middle of the fair value gap. So this is still around, it was never mitigated. But as you can see, the way this market is going gives you a momentum, then it consolidates for like a whole, for about a week or less than a week. So from about 13th, let's see, from around 13th to 19th, yeah, that is almost a whole week. Yeah, that's almost a whole week. You clearly see that price, it normally takes about yeah, this one right here, from there to there, this let me just drag it right here. So from here, from 13th to 19th, you clearly see that price was consolidating right there. That was the high there, this was a low of that move. So that's how price was. And the same thing happened right here for like a whole week, from there to there. That was also another consolidation. It actually even took some good days, then retested, but of course didn't go back to its previous low. And then look at that, after that we saw another change of character right there on H4 again, then pull back. This was another entry for us to actually continue with the buy, to give us a clean break of structure right here, right there. Yeah, break of structure, and currently it's been retesting again. Actually, before we can go to that retest, when it did that, we actually got a breakout on that trend line. Yeah, we got a breakout. If you can see it, it is a weekly trend line right there. We got a breakout, perfect breakout, and then a perfect retest, as we can see that, as how, just like how this week started, you can clearly see it was a perfect retest, and price is not closing back within the that pattern, which is a falling expanding wedge. So as we can clearly see now, price is looking at more buys, and it is even above our 10 MA on H4 and even on daily time frame, meaning we still have enough momentum of buys. All right, so when it reacted back here, that was it almost touched this fair value gap, but it did not. It actually reacted to that order block. Yeah, that was the main order block right there. So it reacted to that level, never to this fair value gap on H4. That was a fair value gap on H4. Almost touched it, but it failed. So I can easily delete it. There's a fair value gap left here. I'm not sure if it will come to it or not. Or what we can do is, we clearly see according to H4, actually not even according to H4, we are still in a buy. We are still in a buy trend, just because of what we are seeing here on H4. Even though we've seen this change of character on H4 to actually usher us in sales, where price is being above our 10 MA is a clear indication of more buys, more buy momentum. But it can't it can't stop us from having an anticipation of that pullback right there. Yeah, on H4. So we can have it there, but according to daily, we still have enough momentum to actually continue with the buys. So what are we going to do? Nothing. We are going to just continue with the trend. The current trend is an uptrend, and we have seen even a change of character right here on this support. So meaning we can anticipate buys to continue. This is just according to H4. This pullback is according to H4. The rest of the other time frames that we are looking for buys. So this can easily become a change of character. So I want you to be very careful when you are trading this asset, because I also have a change of character here for the sales. So anything can change and we can easily get back into sales. Let me go to M15. I see if M15 is selling. All right, so M15 is also in a buy trend, so it means we will still continue with the buys. Hopefully we can see a breakout here or on that very weak high there, and then we can continue with the bull run. All right, I think basically that's pretty much it as far as this asset is concerned, BTC. We have the mitral lines drawn. I see what is happening right there. Let's see. So that's what's happening right here, which can easily usher us into sales. Yeah. So if price reacts back to this order block, I can easily make my entry for sales, but I will wait for now. I'm not on pressure to make any money on BTC for now, so I will just wait, because any slight mistake, you find yourself in losses. So if it gets back to that level and then I get some clear momentum of sales, I will eventually enter sales. Yeah, if this gives me that signal right here on CCI and on H1 price gets up there, that will be a clear signal for me to actually engage in sales. All right, I think that's pretty much it as far as analyzing BTC is concerned. The buys for now, they are still continuing. If we can even go as low as M5, yeah, M5, it hasn't given us any change of character. That means we are still in a buy trend. If I go to M1, we have a change of character right here, even there. So that means price may actually get into some sales for a short while. Yeah, so if you are a scalper, you can look for sales for now, but if you're an intraday trader, you can actually wait for price to reach that level. Then we can look at what will happen later, whether to sell or to continue with buys, and probably even see a breakout there and we see a continuation of the previous trend. Perfect. I think that's it for me. If you come back around to analyze, to check this stream out, that is pretty much it. You can always, look at entries on M15, entries on H1. Yeah, those sometimes you find when it is a bit different. Yeah, a bit different. The entries you're supposed to make when they are a bit different. On H1 we are looking for sales, on M15 we are looking probably for buys. Yeah, but as we speak, on H1 we are looking for buys, on M15 we are also looking for buys, so that means buys are still continuing. So if it gets a backup there, we can anticipate sells. We can anticipate some sells. Alright, that is enough for me. Let me just make a few announcements. Oh, I forgot to make it bigger. Wow, that is bad. That is quite bad. Yeah. So Signal platform is still on. Those who are interested on the signals, I normally share signals about synthetic indices, just like Crash 500, Boom 1000, Boom 500, Volatility 70, 25S, Volatility 75, Jump 50, Jump 25, Jump 10, yeah, Jump 10, and yeah, BTC I don't share. I share for free. Yeah, for these other ones, Jump 10, Jump 25, those ones I share in the signals group. Yeah, so that's what we do here in the VIP signals platform. If you want to be part of it, the information is right on the screen. You can use that to subscribe and be able to be part of us. Alright, mentorship program, those who love to analyze like me, understand charts the way I understand them. Yeah, you can still use the same number right there and be part of the mentorship program. Yeah. Otherwise, I want to wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. Remember, BTC is highly volatile. Yeah, when the New York session opens, most of the times that's when we see big moves even in the forex market. So know that it is highly volatile, so trade it carefully, knowing that you are very disciplined, and as far as managing your trades is concerned. Happy trading. See you guys on Friday. And for those who would love to be part of the synthetic index trading, then you can of course always join us daily, Monday to Friday at 10:30 East African time, here every day, Monday to Friday. Have a nice day, guys.